What up, what up, what up, everyone? Welcome to episode 52 of the motherfucking Gamerish Network podcast. I'm here once again. I'm your host this week, BK Brawler 537, but y'all don't care about the number because y'all don't add me anyway. So I'm just going to call myself Brawler from now on, so leave it at that. But I'm here with my co host, as usual, the Mad King, no longer solo, Freddie G,
What up? What up? Thanks for dropping by, guys.
and the queen of gamerish, Miss Felice Cat. You
Hi.
know, yes, hi. And once again, I'm gonna apologize for those who have to watch us because for some reason the place we usually drop our audio is not taking anything from Restream for some reason, and I can't get any damn audio out at the moment until we find a way to do this even more with Zoom. So as soon as we figure out something, we'll find another service. I apologize, people, but this is episode 52. Even though the last episode that's been on Spotify and iTunes has been 49, but we've been gone for only audio for a few weeks now. Same with a drink of the game. I have one episode missing on there as well. But here we are, yo. And before we start getting into the game news, I had a question because I'm just like, everything's opened up. Yesterday, everything's officially 100% open up. What's good, Mo? Thanks for joining. And yes, I will play games after we're done here. But yes, so things just start opening up. I'm thinking about, like I got all these movies I need to see right now. Not saying that I haven't been to the movie theater yet, because I had to go see the Demon Slayer movie in the movie theater, as you guys know. But what movie is it right now that you think is going to get yourselves out of your damn houses and go sit in the movie? There has to be, hypothetically speaking, if you were to get your ass up right now and go to the movies, what would that movie be?
Contagion.
Oh my goodness.
I'm being an ass. Shit, I don't know, man. Let Freddie go first. I gotta think about this
It
shit.
would have to be a Star Wars, Lord of the Rings type kind of like trilogy,
I
some
like where
epic
your head's
ass
at.
Epic.
shit. Yeah,
Hmm.
I need to
That's a good
go. If
answer.
I get sick, I'd be like, it was worth it. But
Oh
right now, there's
no.
no goddamn movies out there that's worth it. So it has to be
Thank
in
you.
some kind of brand new, some crazy ass shit. Because I don't even think I would even go out for like a Marvel movie. Like
So
I don't
when
think I'm gonna.
Black Widow come out, you're just gonna
No, I'm not
wait.
Black
gonna go out.
Widow.
Yeah, I'm
You
not.
mean
You think
Scarlett
Black? I'm gonna
Johansson? I
risk
could
my
play
life for
Asian
Black
people.
Widow? You crazy?
Her I said Scarlett Johansson. I could play Asian people and get away with it and argue
Maybe.
that shit. Nah, she
Don't
good.
be mad at her. Be mad at people hiring her.
No. Wasn't mad at her. It was her statements that I got mad about.
Mhm.
She was
I don't know.
pretty mean.
I don't know nothing about that, so I can't comment on it.
I follow all of those.
Yeah.
Representation
So
matters.
I say, well, I went back with Demon Slayer. I think like
I need to
I'm
see that though.
I'm trying to go see what's it, that new Saw movie with Chris Rock.
It's supposed to be scary.
You
Really,
know,
really, really
it,
scary.
it hasn't been getting too many good ratings, but I don't
Oh,
care.
really?
I like every type of
I,
Saw
s- I
movie.
saw it on some like like they put like a bunch of plasters in the train station. I saw it randomly in one neighborhood only, and I was like so confused. And I was like, "Is there a new movie? Is it a book? Because it looks like a book, not a movie."
No, well, it's from the Book of Saw, so it looks interesting. If it wasn't that, it would be fucking Black Widow that I was gonna go back and see. Even though if you want to stay home, you can pay the $30 extra on your Disney Plus account and watch it off of Disney Plus. But
They're still doing that shit with the premiere
yeah,
thing
Disney
where you
Plus
have to pay
Premiere.
extra.
Yeah, so that's an option with this. So if you don't want to go to the movie theater. Anybody in chat, like if there's any movie that's coming out that makes you want to go back to the movie theater right now, like please drop it.
I feel like there's not enough advertisement for movies right now. As crazy as it sounds, I see more game and sports stuff being advertised. But also, I don't have regular TV. I have like I don't think anyone has regular TV at this point, right? Except if you have cable, right? But I
Yeah,
don't see any advertisement for any movies really. It's like it's not as popping as it used to be because everything was like it's not just outside before. It was like everywhere you went. It was on the radio. It was. I feel like they're not paying that much money anymore to advertise as much because they have the fallbacks, which is the HBO and
Scream
Disney
HBO
Plus.
Max had all the big movies this year, and
Yo,
they're
they're about
like,
to drop another movie. I saw something saying we're in May, right? I think it came out, right. Something came out on the 15th or 16th. I
yeah,
gotta check
that's
it
the
out.
one with Angelina Jolie. Is the
Yeah,
latest
and
movie
I
to
mean it's
come out.
Angelina Jolie, so I gotta watch it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so I
see
might
it.
watch it. I wasn't too interested in it, but I
It's
think I
free though.
might check it out. And then, like, what do you think about the big movie that was supposed to come out for them was Dune, and they went back on that and said it's going to be in the movie theaters only.
Oh
But then there
shit, I
was
did not know that.
backlash, and apparently it's going to be on HBO Max again, and the movie theater. So, like, what you guys think? Like, you guys think there was no point in trying? You guys think they just tried to see how we'd react if they did take a big movie and just put it back in the movie theater,
I feel like
or
people bully them into okay, bullying is a strong word. They're a corporation, let's be real. But I feel like the same thing that I think we say we want to happen when we don't want big companies to take advantage and just get away with doing stuff like changing their mind. They did that whole thing that literally some of the games did, where they backpedal, like what Xbox did when they tried to charge more money for something. Oh no, it was PlayStation, one of them. They backpedaled. So I feel like that's just what they did. If no one would have said shit, they would have got away with it.
yeah, that's how it works nowadays.
Yeah,
We talk shit and people cower in fear that it's going to be spread over social media. So we
if
get
you
what
might
we
hear a
want.
dog barking, I do apologize in advance.
It's all
She
good.
little, but she annoying.
But me, and I'm probably gonna get like a lot of flack for this. Like, I've never read Dune, so
Oh my gosh.
I don't know the hype around this. I remember I posed this
It is
question on the
so
Facebook group
beautiful.
page, like, please, people, educate me on Dune because I don't know why everyone's so hype about it.
It is
You
an
know,
epic story told by this guy. Eventually, uh, when he died, his kid tried to continue. Not that this is a story, but his kid tried to continue the books, and he just murdered the rest of Dune. That's a major thing for me that I read about. But no, it's this beautiful adventure. It's immersive. It's like it's hard to explain.
well, I'm
You
gonna
just gotta
watch
be
it
there.
if it's gonna be on HBO Max. I'm gonna watch it, and
Honestly, no Dune has ever came out to match like because there's like that there was a thing that happened like mad years ago. They tried to create it, and the only thing I can remember that was so beautiful about it was the deep colors of the sands with the deep blue of the people's eyes. I thought that that was pretty intense. Like because for graphics back in the day with movies, it wasn't that we weren't at a point where it was beautiful enough, but for what it showed, it was like amazing. And the different houses and there's like a lot of drum and it's like literally a Lord of the Rings level tale. No, I'm serious. It really is. It's just
we
that
might be stretching it
I know
there.
you love Lord of the Rings, but it has
I'll
the
have to be the
if you read
judge
the
of that.
books, not the TV shows because no one has ever brought it to justice. But if you ever read the books, the type of level of hype that it has behind the stories that the guy wrote, not his kid. Uh, if you read that, it has that level, but no one's ever been able to bring it to the beautifulness of the TV, whatever, the screen, the big
Mhm.
screen. No one's ever been able to do that. But
Translate it well enough.
thank you for
Mhm.
translating my words. Yes, that's what I was saying.
All
Like
right.
you remember when you first saw Lord of the Rings? That shit was beautiful.
I know when I first soloed the race, I went back the next day and the day after that. I went like 5 days that
And
week
you
when
be
that movie
supporting
came
these
out.
people's kids
No,
to
I had
see
a friend at
wanting to
the
see the
movie
same movie
theater
over and
that
over again.
snuck me in. I only paid the
Oh,
first time, and then I
yeah,
snuck in when I was when people didn't care back then. When you just had like teenage kids in the movie theaters working for the summer and winter
yep.
time, and your
Childhood.
friends come in and you just let them in through the fucking back. That movie theater is gone. It was the movie theater that used to be at Green Acres Mall,
Yeah, they just
and
got rid of that because of dangerous.
yeah, but I used to go in through those back doors, the emergency exit doors, and get to see a free movie every damn day. It was good. It's cool. Back before the days when I needed a beer in the movie theater with me, you know. But yes, so since we're still on movies, Gamers Network page has got a tournament going on right now for the most badass females in movie theater. His like the females had to be in the movies, couldn't have been like on regular television show, anime show. Like it had to be something that legitimately went in the movie theater right now. And I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at the brackets, but I'm gonna go over round one like we usually always do. So like our round one bracket, if you people think you know who's gonna win this thing right now, like if you've seen it on our Gamerish Network Facebook page, if you're not there, please follow it, like and follow it. We got a lot of shit going on there. But we have first round was Evelyn Abbott versus Wonder Woman. And of course, Wonder Woman won that one already. So I'm just going to let you guys know who made it out the first round if we did that already. Sarah Connor got the first round bye. Then we had Hit Girl versus Jin Urso. Hit Girl won that one. Ripley versus Valkyrie, which I think we have going on right now. And I think Ripley has a slight lead. Oh no, actually, I think Ripley actually won that one. But then we have Hella versus Katniss, where no one gives a shit about Katniss this season because I think she only got like 3 votes. You know, then we got Maleficent versus Trinity, Alice versus Queen Akasha, or Acacia, if I'm saying it right. Then
Kasha.
She-Ra versus G.I. Jane. I don't care about both of those characters. The Bride from Kill Bill got a first round bye as well. Then we had Zoe Washburn versus Laurie Strode. Celine versus Okoye from Black Panther. Foxy Brown from that movie Foxy Brown, I guess, versus Harley Quinn. Bellatrix Lestrange versus Captain Marvel. Jean Grey versus Andy. Elizabeth Shaw versus Shuri. Furiosa versus Hannah. And if you want to know what Hannah I'm talking about, it's that little girl Hannah
Blonde
that was
girl
raised to
in the
be a
woods.
killer. Yeah.
She's
So
scary.
out of all those days, who you guys think has the best chance of coming out as the top baddest female on
I
that
don't know,
list?
man. A lot of them are pretty badass. It's
Mhm.
kind of that's a hard push. Like you put Shuri in there. I always say her name wrong. It's Shuri, right?
Yeah, sure.
Put her in there, and she already is a genius, so she's already thinking about ways to destroy you, you know. And then like she's gonna be the new Black Panther, so I'm gonna be like in love with that. But then you said the chick from Terminator, right?
Yeah, that's Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. Come on, she like went through mad shit.
I
She's
know.
like strong, and she's
Yeah,
just human. She's just human. She's regular. Come on,
yeah.
that's something to be afraid of. I don't know,
So
man.
there's a lot of just like there's regular people on here. You got like, of course,
Just
a
being
few
badasses.
superheroes on here and shit. If I had to put my money on anything, like I think a lot of people are gonna probably go for
Stop.
Bellatrix from Harry Potter. I think a lot of people really
Bellatrix.
like.
Which one was that? The girl with the
It's like the
blonde hair?
the witch with the black hair. Like she has a wand.
Oh, the chick that was
Yeah,
married to the
she,
dude that makes the scary game. The
yeah.
Sweeney Todd, whatever.
She's going up against Captain Marvel right now, and Captain Marvel is losing to her right now. But I also think one of the Black Panther ladies are gonna make it at least to the semifinals.
Especially after seeing them in that Falcon and uh Falcon TV
Falcon and
show.
Winter Soldier, yeah, that
Yeah,
definitely gave her a
they're
push.
definitely badasses in that.
Hmm.
Sorry, the dog was harassing me for food. She already
Yeah,
is,
I
but
think top four is gonna be the two ladies from Black Panther, the Bride, and Sarah Connor. Like those are gonna probably be like
oh, so I
ideal
picked
top
good.
four. Yeah. What about you, Fred? What do you think looking at this list, man?
Freddie saying voting. They all
I
badasses.
I agree. I think the bride, Sarah Connor, just really, I feel like people don't understand like the bride is the most badass female,
I
not
know.
like
I think a
your
lot of people. I mean,
favorite
I
character.
can't stress
That
this
is what.
enough.
Yeah,
These are not if these two people go head to
popularity
head, who would
contests.
win? Yes, it's not a popularity contest. It's
It's who's going to
who.
beat up who. Who's going to
Yes,
win.
who
I
is
think
the
just
most
you could
She's
tell where this is
very
gonna head
strong.
just
She's
off of
already
the
badass.
Beatrice and Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel
Oh,
as
I forgot
a
about Captain Marvel.
character is a fucking beast. She's like one of the strongest female characters in Marvel Universe,
She is.
and like people are giving Beatrix, who's like not even a villain, she's like a hitch, like a side villain, more badass. So it's really just off of the actors,
Yeah,
because Captain
yeah.
Marvel is a beast. Like she could have fucked up Thanos, but like She's a
She
badass. If
should.
that's not a badass, I don't know what a badass is.
Like it
So if
wasn't
you
until
want to
she
give a
showed up.
Harry Potter person a badass points, then you can kind of tell there's gonna be a popularity contest. So it's probably gonna be Sarah Connor, The Bride, the stuff that people know, Wonder Woman, Jean Grey, just like
Honestly, they
things that
picked
are just
Wonder Woman
popping
on
right now.
purpose. They
I would
made
like
her
to
on
see
purpose.
Trinity from the Matrix. She's a badass.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I forgot all about
I'm
Trinity.
planning on
Aren't
going
they
hard
making
for
a new one?
Trinity.
New
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix 4. I'm going to the movie theaters for that.
Okay, I would go to the movies for that.
I'm going to the movie theaters for that.
As long as it
Uh,
has
Hit
less of that
Girl
boring
is a
part.
badass.
oh,
The
She
chick,
fucks
definitely.
people up.
Hit Girl. Wait, which one's Hit Girl again?
Kick ass.
Kick ass.
Oh shit! You know what? You just reminded me of because when you said Hit Girl, I was thinking about the chick from Tank Girl.
Mm,
She's a queer icon.
oh, I thought you was talking about a
Tank
girl from My
Tank
Hero
Girl.
Academia, because
No, no, Tank Girl. She's this chick. Her hair is shaped. She's a badass though. You should watch it.
so
It's
good.
a comic. It's a comic character, and
If anybody in chat has heard any
they're like
badass
they
names
don't
you
know anything
guys
about them.
think could win this tournament, please drop them. All opinions are welcomed here. We don't stray from them. So drop it if you think you know who's gonna win. But and we
Drop it
do
like it's hot.
I do give away prizes for whoever wins this thing. You get an Amazon gift card if your character that you picked wins this thing. I try to leave it open for about 2 months now for people to fill up all the brackets. I ended up having to put
Yeah,
people in myself. So like some people lost out on opportunities. But it is what it is, guys. Just join us and it will be rewarding. Trust me, it'll be rewarding. But other than that, now, like, Felice, what
yeah.
games have you been playing right now? Or what's the number one game you've been playing right now that's got you hook, line, and sinker?
That's never my life. You always ask for number ones. I'm like, there's number fives. But no, simply what have I been playing?
Are you
Oh,
still
I was
going in Hood?
yes. I haven't played in a couple days though. Honestly, I think I've since last podcast, I probably played either Resident Evil or It Takes Two more. I can't think of which one it. Crazy. Both
Crazy Ace,
crazies.
drop it in.
Both of my
Ripley from
crazies.
Aliens. That's Freddy's pick.
Yeah, even
Ripley.
though I don't get the points.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Both crazies here. Thank you. Hey, no barking. But yeah, I've been spending my time between It Takes Two with Crazy Eight, and I haven't really played Hood that much. In Resident Evil, I believe.
Mhm.
Honestly, I take back some of the things I said about Resident Evil 4. It's not as bad as I thought it was. It's actually pretty good. It's
So
not bad
yeah,
at all.
it's good. Like
It just took me a second to actually sit down and give it some time.
yeah, I'm trying to rush to that ending of Resident Evil. Could I hear about the huge setup that
Hey,
it makes for the next one? I
oh
just want
where?
to see what happens.
Get a water bottle and I'm gonna squirt you.
And thanks for the bits, crazy sadistic. I always gotta look at the name twice before I say
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
know, but yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Felice has to go and make the dog quiet
I'm
down a
gonna pick
little
her
bit.
up. That's it.
Oh man. No, we're not gonna spoil it. We're not gonna spoil it. I'm not going into no spoilers with the game. I'm still early on in the game. Like my playthrough right now is only probably like an hour and change, maybe 2 hours. If it's longer than that, it's only because I've fallen asleep with the
Happy
controller in my hand from
Taylors.
drinking a few times.
Ugh.
And now we got puppies. But yeah, so Resident Evil, yeah, it's really good. I'm like where to go. Yes, Ethan is a kind of a weird character and all that shit, but it's
Ethan
still it's still fun.
is a spaz.
Well,
Hate to say
I
that.
I was heard it in every gaming podcast. I hear about the ending sets up
You
for
had to
another
know
one.
they're gonna make another
Yeah,
Resident
yeah,
Evil
we
game, though.
all
Come on,
know there's gonna
Obviously.
be another
this
Resident
isn't
Evil.
like a
Yeah.
one-off genre,
Staring at me like
so
that.
Resident
you
Evil is
just
going to be going
assume
on
something
till
else
our
is gonna
kids'
happen.
kids come. The kids are, but my kids have kids. There's going to be Resident Evil 20, like
And then
guaranteed.
remake of Resident Evil 7,
Hopefully
Yeah. Oh yeah, a remake. Yeah, we'll probably see.
remake,
By time,
remaster.
how many remakes of Resident Evil games you think we're going to get by time we're 50?
several,
Like,
like
I can
10.
only imagine. but then everything's on
They tie.
PC.
Oh, gee.
Everything's gonna be on PC by then.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Fred? What you been playing, man?
Um, the usual. Smite had a big update, mid-season update. 2K, they just released a whole bunch of free
What?
players, so you just have
2K's
to.
giving us something for free?
Yeah, they gave us 30 free cards, and they're all supposed to be like legit. And all you have to do is like play 5 games to unlock them. So I've been grinding through that. It's nice that they're giving
Five
something to the
online
community.
games
No,
or
offline.
uh,
Oh
You just play
wow,
against the computer, so that's dope. I
that is
played a little
dope.
bit of Mass Effect,
yes,
the
that's what I'm
remaster.
playing right now.
I played like
That shit's
literally like
great.
5 minutes of it, because I found a EA Pro on PC. You pay 15, like the EA Access, and they
Yeah.
have it there for $15. So I just paid $15 to get Mass Effect, and the other game that's coming out the 25th, Biomutants. So I
Yes.
pre-downloaded that. So I'm gonna be definitely trying that out.
Good, you play that because I'm still not
It looks like
sold on
mutants.
Biomutant yet.
You played the
Like,
mutant game, right?
huh?
The free mutant game on Game Pass. It's called Mutant. It looks like that to me.
You
You don't
talk
remember?
about? Oh God, if the game is
It's
called Mutants, or you talk
it's
about
called
the one with
Mutants.
the duck and the?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I played that game because that's like a
It
real time strategy
it looks
game.
like that to me.
Yeah, but this
I
one
know
is
it's
the
not though.
open world. Yeah, this one's like an open world
I like I, the
thing.
only thing that like making me want to play it is that it feels like a video game, and I'm tired of these
Yes.
hyper
Serious
realistic
ones.
bullshit ass games. I just want
Yeah.
to play something stupid, something fun. Like let's play a video game. So I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to that. Would I spend 60 $70 on it? No,
Uh,
but I pay $15 for it.
So go get Shut Up and Die already. That's a stupid game that just came out and is getting good
oh.
reviews too. I
I
Yeah,
think
was
maybe
like,
I'll
wait,
check it
what?
out.
it's
But something like that feels like
fundamentals
it'll be
like
on Game Pass pretty soon.
yeah, I know that's I said it's definitely gonna be on game because it's
That's the
fundamentals of Goat
problem.
Simulator. So and Goat Simulator is on
Oh
Game
yeah,
Pass.
that's the thing
So
It's
about
Mad
like Game
Simulator.
Pass now, is that like any game that's like $20 or less, I feel like it's gonna be on Game Pass. Like I feel like
Facts.
Hood's gonna be on Game Pass. I
yeah,
feel
It's not
like a
twenty
lot of
dollars.
games.
That game is oh
No,
it's
it's like
29.
30.
You're right. You're right. You're
But
right.
like, it's just like I'm so hesitant to buy games now. Or like I don't want to look dumb in 3 months. You know?
Honestly, I'm with you on that, especially because yeah, Xbox has the EA Pass if you have their game Ultimate thing. So I've been like mad hesitant with certain things. I was gonna buy Mass Effect, and I know we talked about this. And you guys were like, "Well, why isn't it free yet?" That's just gonna be free eventually.
yeah, it is. In a few
Probably not right
months.
now though.
That's why I bought it on disc so that
Oh,
way I can trade it in as soon as it becomes free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
every
man, when I was playing Mass Effect,
it looks
and
beautiful.
they that music, man, is fucking amazing. You
You
just
actually know
start
yeah.
like
Archfix?
the yeah, it's just like it just brings me back in time. It's just like hearing the music in my headphones and just like this
Yeah,
is this is fucking magic right here. Like if
that's what's supposed
I
to. I
don't
love it.
like it's such a I think to all of us in the same age group where like Mass Effect
Yeah.
really like changed the way we look at games. And it's an amazing game. It's very clunky. Mass Effect One. I think Felice was talking about that last week. That like it's not they didn't really improve it on too much. It's more than graphically and performance.
Hmm.
But I enjoy it. I understand it's an old ass game, so it's just more of like a it's like watching an old movie more than anything. Like it's not the best, but like it has it's dope for what it is.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was watching Crazy play this, and I don't know if that was the first one you were playing the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
picked Renegade
it
too.
it actually it actually looked beautiful. I thought it was. I was expecting, when the games come out, you're like, this is what I liked back then. This is how I looked at it. This is what it looked like back then. I mean, it didn't look like that. It still it looked kind of crisp for an old game.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
sometimes when they remake the games, you're like, oh, this is a brand new game, and then sometimes it's just like they ain't do shit. They just changed the format, you know. But nah, they did something. It looks
I
good.
really want to see how Mass Effect 2 looks.
Yeah, I'm not touching it till I
Oh,
But I
finish.
don't want to push. I don't want to fast
Yeah.
forward through it. So I'm gonna like take my
Yeah.
time.
nah, you gotta play the whole thing in order
I might
too. I
just like I
remember,
don't know. That's the thing. Like I want to
I
rush through
know,
one just to get to two, but like I
because
know
one was
I'll be
kind of
regretting
slow.
it later.
Yeah, one was kind
Yeah.
of slow, but it's the thing that made you fall in love with it. And then they got
Yo,
bigger
my boy, when
budget
you have
when
to
Mass
like
Effect 2 came
scan the
out.
planets,
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the
Oh
worst
Yo,
my
that was
fucking
so
gosh.
much
thing,
fun.
man.
Fucking
Honestly,
scanning the planets, yo. Like the
That
amount of
was
hours
so
we spend
bad.
just scanning fucking planets,
That was
yo.
like the
shit, I
worst
forgot
thing.
about that.
Yeah, I just remember just like scanning planets. I'm like, what the fuck is this game right now? It's like so off than what you we thought it was. Like everything was like amazing, like ahead of its time, and then scan the planet for materials, and it's like.
Honestly,
But
for
I like
me,
the display, like the way you like zoom into a planet and then zoom out. I thought that was
oh
dope.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like just like clicking a button, it was kind of dumb.
For me, when Mass Effect initially came out, it gave me that extra good feeling that I kind of wanted to continue with Halo. Because remember when Halo first came out, it was the beautifulness of the space travel, and the flood, and I can't think of all the monsters, the bad guys, but like just like looking at how the planet was, and then when Mass Effect came out, I was like, oh my gosh, you can go to the planets. Like, and it felt like it carried that same feel because like before then for me, besides Halo, the only good music, I'm sorry, good soundtracks. I mean, Mario's good, I guess, but was like Zelda, for instance.
Yeah,
So for something to be that beautiful, that profound in reference to being able to travel somewhere and like loving the concept of being in space, and then having like the understanding with the relays, how we were able to move forward in time in terms of technology, like explaining that on a technical level if you're reading the files, and then the
yeah.
music, it was just, yeah, that's it. So good. It's just beautiful.
My only complaint about the game is the fucking lip
Stop.
syncing. Like
Oh, that's still
they're
up, right?
fucking talking. Like I'm just like, oh my god, can you guys like get this lip thing going
Oh,
I
down?
guess I
Because
haven't noticed it too much.
yeah, I
that was the
always
issue
look
with the
at
first one in general. So
you
I'm
know
not surprised that they
yeah
couldn't fix
maybe
that
the
yet.
other ones don't look as bad as part one
Yeah, I
does.
think
Because
one is like the roughest. I think two and three is gonna be like because it's more newer in a sense. It's probably easier to update and make it more better. But the first one was like I don't know how many years that is. The first Mass
Yeah.
Effect came out.
yeah, so we'll see though. I'm still early on. I'm just leaving the Citadel now after talking shit to the damn council and everything.
The
So,
problem
but
with Mass Effect is that like I want to play that like by myself. Like I want to like
yes,
have
that's
everybody go to bed,
yeah,
like the middle of the
I'm
night.
grabbing
Don't
me.
talk to me.
yeah,
But it's like I never have that time, so I haven't really got too deep into it.
yeah. That's exactly why I didn't start streaming it. Cause I was like, man, what is? I can't share this experience with everybody. Like, this is my experience, man. I'm just like, if I cater to everybody else, then is this really my story anymore? You know, and like, I'm not trying to do the things that I did the last four times that I beat the game. You know,
Yeah.
so but we'll see what happens. You know, so I'm waiting for like some big action game or something to fucking come out for me to start streaming and shit. But yeah, it's still a good damn game and everything. And what else? Is there anything else I was playing? I'm trying to think. Other than that, nah, I've just been playing Mass Effect this week and Hood over the weekend. So I guess let's get into this damn gaming news, man. So starting up, Sony came out of nowhere and they're talking about Crazy Eights wanted to say before I continue, man, nah, man, I share my experience of me being an asshole every chance I get. I understand, man, in the game. I do it in real life, but I can't do it in games. You know, like not all games, at least not a lot of games involving too much story for me because I love having control over my story. But I would say, Sony announced that they have more than 25 games in development for the PS5 now, and half of them are new IPs. So that must be like what 24.5 games are going to be new IPs. I mean 12.5.
Yeah, I'm like you're not doing math
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I like
man, get your
24.5.
wallet.
Wait, hold on. That came out
Yeah,
wrong.
you owe me.
12.5. It's the drinks, guys. It's getting to me. It's getting
We
to
just
me.
started.
No, not really. You know, but what do you guys think about this, Fred? Like, 25 games, only half of them are new IP. So I'm pretty sure we could guess what the other 12 or 11 games are.
Yeah,
You
remakes,
know,
remasters, part
Uncharted,
twos, part
Uncharted,
threes. Yeah,
Uncharted,
mhm.
Last of
I
Us,
think
Uncharted,
this is
Crash and Click.
Sony's answer to Xbox. I mean, they didn't make a big deal out of this. I think it was like a out of like a probably investors meeting or something like that.
And they
But
were
like,
right not to make a
I
big
don't
deal out of
believe
it.
them
but
though.
Microsoft is like just like hitting everybody over the head with promises of new IPs and stuff like that, and look at Game Pass. I think Sony needed to do something. So if this is true, this is dope to have like. But the problem is like this is what Sony's been giving us always. Every like the last two generations, they're known for the new IPs, you know, or strong IPs at least. I'm not like it's more of the same. It's good to hear it, but I think Sony needs to work more on the 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 software, just upgrading this the like
System?
network and system, and just make everything smoother. Just like
I
the
agree with you.
PS5 still feels a step
Funky?
below than Xbox, you know, and like Xbox is big, it's loud, it's advertisements, and they might need to like bring it down. But Sony is just, in my opinion, Sony is just like clunky. It feels like it's not as smooth as it could be with the PS5. So I think they need to work more on this like the user base and user interactiveness with all that crap.
User interface.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see that being a thing.
Mo, next gen GTA was already announced, man, and nobody worried. Oh, you talk about part six?
yeah.
They still making me. They're not
That's
I
making
not
thought you
an
talking
remaster.
about the
exclusive,
remaster.
and
Yeah, that's not gonna be exclusive. That's gonna be
and
on
honestly, I would be
everything.
surprised if the next Metal Gear is exclusive.
Nah,
I,
well,
I
maybe
don't
the
think so.
collection might be. I think if
Especially
they
after they
could,
did the last one.
yeah,
Mm.
but other than that, yo, I first it's like okay, yes, you'll get 25 games out there, and of course we don't know over how many years that's gonna be, because 25 games ain't all coming out this year alone. Some of these games could be actually indie games, that they're just funneling money to also. So, everything not going to possibly be big. Out of all 25 of these games, there's going to be a failure here or there. Everything ain't going to be a damn hit just because it's exclusive to PlayStation. There's no way they're going to do that. But I think it's good. More games the merrier for me. Like I'm not gonna fucking bitch and complain like, oh my god, how am I gonna get all of this? Because I'm sure I'll own at least 20 of them if they all look good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good news. It's good news. More games the better. More games the better. What about you, Felice?
Honestly, from what you said about half, you said that this is what they were saying in their shareholders meeting. And you know basically what that is, right? The concept. I'm not saying that they're necessarily 100% lying, but the concept is you play a hand before you get it. So they want to, like Freddie said, uh, try to compete, have an answer to Microsoft currently slaying the market. I put quotation mark because I'm still on the fence about that. But I feel like they're saying that they're gonna have all these games, and then they say half is gonna possibly be like coming out sooner than later, right? Or being created definitely. So that means that really that's like 50%. Like that's not that many. That's like half of what you promising. That's not
Yeah.
good look. So if you think about that, that's probably meaning that the closest number that they actually have of games being made is probably 8 to 10, not no 12 and a half. Well, obviously there's no half.
Final
But also
Fantasy.
stop. Don't mess with me.
There's your half.
Don't mess with me. Final Fantasy is a whole too. Anyway, no, but literally, I don't know if well, if you remember, like in general, when they speak of certain games that are supposed to come out and like they never drop, and then they're like, oh, we canceled this or we moved away from this idea. I feel like they're going back into some of the old ideas because they don't really have too many new ideas that they're approving because of the fear factor that we spoke about in many of the other podcasts, because of the backlashes that have been happening now with people being like, "Oh no, this game looks like shit" when they show the demos or the whatever you call it, the videos or the trailers. So I feel like they're going back and looking at things that they never released from what I'm looking at online right now, and they're remaking certain things like or making you said new IPs, which means like a game that's never been made before, not even a sequel, not a trilogy, a brand new concept, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I call bullshit. I love I love PlayStation though. Don't get me wrong. I call bullshit.
We know. We know.
I
All
think at
right.
the end of the day that like as consumers, this is if they can live up to it, this is more better games for us.
I'm
And
happy.
I can't wait to just see actual new gen. Like this is current gen. We can say last gen because
Yeah.
current gen and last gen. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see current gen games. I want to see why
What
I
they
spent
promised us.
$700 on my PS5 and 500 on my Xbox. Give me something to play.
Give me something.
Because I'm just like, we've been playing mostly just like remasters and like 4K 60 frames per second now. It's like, give me a fucking next gen game, a current gen game. I'm tired of just like these updates to hold me off. A
No,
Prince of
I don't want
Persia
Prince of
game.
Persia.
They already tried
No,
I
that. Prince
don't
of
want it.
Persia
that's
got delayed already. It got
I
looked
don't
like
want it.
garbage. Looked
It
like
did look like garbage. It looked like
yeah,
hot
Prince of
garbage
Persia.
on a Sunday.
Yeah, the New Horizon. Well, we know
That's not a
that's
new IP though. I mean, I want that though. Don't get me wrong. I want
yeah.
that. But that's not a
We
new
get
but
IP.
it's not even the next gen because it's coming on the PS4.
like, it's
Greg
gonna
can speak
look
some truth.
like next gen when you playing it on your PC, right?
You're paying for a
And
$20 update or $10 update.
Dre is the problem, guys.
Yeah, he's like, it's
Dre
gonna
is the
look good.
problem.
Like anything's
I'm
gonna look
telling
good
you,
on
so
my
look, you
4K,
gonna buy.
my 4K
I bet
TV.
you buy Horizon
I
on
play
your PC.
fucking Mario on that shit look good. Like
So that shit
Mario's like,
looks dope, doesn't it? He's up there getting killed in 4K. I die a lot. I'm sorry.
Nah, Horizon gonna be a good game. Prince of Persia is gonna be garbage. Um,
I don't think it's gonna be garbage. I think that if they try to go where they say they were going, I don't know. Remember that whole video where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about that." But first, we're gonna show you a remake. They did the remake, and I think that remake came out right, which
no,
no
it
one.
got it got pushed
It
back.
wasn't like $20 on the PlayStation Store. They
I don't think.
remastered.
I
No, that
think they
shit
was
came
trying to
out.
redo it. They was trying to start all
That shit
over
definitely
again,
came out, and it looked like
and they
trash.
delayed it. You could Google it and just check, but I believe it got
I'm gonna check.
delayed
I'm gonna check.
because
we're
all the backlash they got about how it looks
Because it
like a
was supposed to be two
PS2
games.
game.
Yeah, it was supposed to be that, and then a brand new one. That's supposed to be the introduction to them coming back because it's been so many years.
Yeah, I don't think they anything released lately from Prince of Persia, from my memory, because I think I would have been able to bash on that game if it did release.
speaking of real quick before we get off because we're on the subject about like next
Yeah.
gen games. Battlefield
Oh,
6
you might be
announced
right.
that it's gonna be the first like next gen Battlefield 6 game, Battlefield game that only could be handled on next gen. And then like a few days, like a few moments later, they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be on PS4 and Xbox One as well. So again, just another next gen game that we're paying for
There's
an
so many
update.
reasons why that could be, but I don't care because I have a new system. Does that make me an ass?
No, because I could have said it much worse.
Yes.
But
I'm
like,
looking for
imagine like if Battlefield 6 was
bring
actually
back
just next
Siphon
gen, like you only could
Siphon
play it on
Filter.
next gen
Yeah.
and PC. Like how
That's Splinter
amazing that
Cell?
game would be, not to be
That
locked to like the old system. That's the problem. Like until people, and the thing is, they're gonna get complaints. Like if Battlefield 6 is like,
Yeah,
we're not gonna put it on old gen, only on
here
PS5
comes everybody complaining.
and Xbox One Series, they're gonna be like, people gonna complain. But like, imagine how
I
great that
cannot
and how
play
amazing
it.
that game would be.
Honestly, I get the argument on both sides, but seeing as I'm on the other side of the fence, looking at the people on the other side of the fence saying we still got it good. I don't know why you spent your money. I'm just like, I want my games.
Yeah, because right now we look like idiots. Because
We're
if I
we
knew
we
that like
kind
a
of
year
are.
later,
Dude, I
if
still
I knew a
almost a
year
G on my
later,
PS5.
yeah, if I knew a year later that there would still be no like real like other than the one or two next gen games, I would have waited. Honestly, I would have just waited. You know,
She would have avoided all the errors that happened with my PlayStation, but we won't even get into that right now. I've already had rants in previous podcasts. You can go back and look. I
so
love
I
my
just want to put
baby,
that in there with us.
but not for you.
I
You
still
right.
think there's going to
I didn't
be
see it. It
advantages.
didn't come out. You're right, Dre. It didn't come out.
Right. I was going to
Siphon
say
filter, yeah.
Siphon, but most of they need to bring back Siphon filter. Of course, we bring this up every week that Siphon filter needs to be brought back. There's a lot of games that need to fucking be brought back. But Siphon filter, yeah, definitely needs that. I don't care if it's a remake of Siphon filter either. Like, just bring it back. I only like part one anyway, and half of part two.
I feel like I
So
played that game, but I can't quite remember what it was. But I think of Siphon Filter. I think of Splinter Cell.
Out,
Oh, you
yeah,
said
Yeah.
Splinter
Splinter
Cell.
Cell. Yeah, everybody says Splinter Cell as soon as they hear Siphon Filter. Everyone
They
says
came out
Splinter
around the
Cell.
same time, right? Some of the
Oh,
games were.
nah, Splinter Cell's years later. 'Cause remember, Splinter Cell came out on the
Oh,
first
that was on
Xbox.
PS1. The
Yeah,
Siphon Filter.
so came out years later. But yes. Next up, wanted to talk about a matter of fact, you go ahead because I'm about to get into Blizzard, and you said you got some
No, 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 no. Go
Overwatch
ahead, go ahead,
news.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead. You
You
go
know,
first. You go
because I don't
first.
want to shit on your Overwatch right now, but this is
You
gonna
gonna poop
probably
on my Overwatch? That's not
huh?
cool.
No, I'm not gonna shit on it because I like Overwatch, but I'm just saying I don't want like this news to overshadow
It
whatever it
won't.
was
Not
that you
really.
was talking about Overwatch. So Blizzard, came out that they lost 29% of their user base over the past 3 years. So what do you guys think they need to do to bring those people back? I got some ideas, so I'm gonna go first if I let y'all talk. So I don't know why I even asked the question, you know. But like first, they haven't made a new game in 5 years. It's been 5 years since Blizzard's come out with a brand new game. They're only doing like expansion, like they're doing the Fortnite thing, Hearthstone, the card game. I told y'all already about how much hundreds of dollars a year I put into buying cards in Hearthstone. Which I had to stop. I had to delete that fucking thing off. I think. Thanks for following us,
Hi,
Zelsha. We
Phil.
appreciate it. you know um but yeah, Hearthstone is something that they've been using. Hey, we're still like funneling into Diablo, like there's businesses in fucking Diablo. Like people are making money off of those cosmetics and weapons and all that shit on there. World of Warcraft is still bringing them money, especially when a mount costs like $25 to $30. But the thing is, these games are all aging now, and you have to bring in a new user base. It's only but so long people are going to keep playing the same thing over and over again, especially if you announce it shit like Diablo. What is it, 5? We don't know, 4, and then a Diablo 2 remake. Like, we want these games, and you guys are taking forever to be back. Plus, they of course had that backlash before about where people got pissed off about them releasing a mobile Diablo game and shit. And
I was a little mad about that too, but it looks pretty dope actually. Like the
yeah,
little early
now that you've actually
impressions saying it's
seen
pretty good.
it. So yeah, but yeah, so but other than them not making games for 5 years and just teasing us and relying on fucking transaction, what do you call it? I don't want to say,
Microtransactions.
yeah, microtransaction. There we go. There, you got me back. So yeah, what do you guys think might be the issue with them?
Khaleesi! um,
EC.
yes, that's they. Um, literally, I think what you said was kind of on the nose about sticking to just microtransactions and expansions versus releasing new IPs or new, I guess, trilogy sequels, whatever it's called, new versions, like for instance, the Diablo 5 or something. I mean, I think that the next Diablo is in the works from what I saw, what
It
I
is.
heard, what I
We
read.
got trailers
But
for it.
yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw that. But I feel like it for companies, it seems like it's a safe thing to just continue to get microtransactions like doing the Fortnite role, but at the same time it could be a slippery slope like this. So perhaps maybe they invested too much into just doing that. I mean, whenever these companies make games, they have like a plan in terms of like with Destiny, they have like, okay, this is expansion pack. Okay, this was coming out this season. This was coming out this season. So I'm sure Blizzard also has the same thing, but maybe the plan that they made had to get derailed or changed because obviously the pandemic affected everyone's businesses, right? But maybe this was the plan and they just didn't plan correctly. That could be, we don't know. But what they could do is maybe, like you said, create something new. I'm sure like I said,
Yeah,
they're
we
making
got new
something new,
shit coming at least.
but it ain't out now. And that just whoops, oh, I just heard feedback. Just creating something new would bring back some people. And if it's good, if it's fire, like they usually drop fire, then it'll create an increase over time of users coming back. Do you guys hear that? It's like extra.
Yeah,
I don't hear it.
Hold on. But yeah, that's my real quick.
yeah.
What about you, Fred?
Sounds better.
I was thinking the same thing. Like you guys all touched on it. I think the problem is that you know it's kind of. I was just thinking about it, and it's kind of like stocks, where like you gotta like see where it's heading, and almost
Mhm.
predict it. So right
Mhm.
now, a lot of people were on the bandwagon of transactions through gaming, loot boxing,
Yeah.
direct purchases, costumes, like
Microtransactions.
the Fortnite model, and that's what Blizzard has been doing the last couple of years. On WoW, on Hearthstone,
Overwatch.
on Diablo, over like every game they have, any big game they have, that's what they're using to make money, and as you can see, like it's turning, the tide is turning, that like people are going against it. They're like, no, this is gambling. This is taking advantage of young adults who
Yeah,
don't
that was
understand
a
money.
yeah.
And now you can see the user base kind of leaving that because that's all they're really adding. There's nothing new. And after a while, you know, how many new horses do you need in WoW? How many new costumes do you need? It's after a
All
while,
of
it's just like,
them.
okay,
Mhm.
like right now, Fortnite did the fucking NBA shit. It's like I feel like they did that like 2 years ago. It's like I feel like now it's starting to repeat itself a bit, and it's just like okay, this is just becoming the norm, and let's try
Yeah.
something new. Let's try Apex. Let's
NBA
try
gave them
so
mad money for that deal, yo. The,
yeah. That's the thing. They're making money, and
yeah.
they're always gonna make some money from it. But I think the people that are losing are people like us who are like, okay, we've been there, done that. Let's see something new.
The problem
Um,
is that what some of these companies, I don't think they're seeing is that the reason that Fortnite is making so much money is because children are playing the game. Most of
and it's a free
Blizzard's
to
games are not children games.
and it's a
Like,
free to play game
yeah, well,
too.
they
Like
have a
Yeah.
bunch of free to
nobody's
play games
paying
too, but yeah.
$60 for Fortnite. Somebody's like paid if Fortnite was $60 or $30 when it launched, it wouldn't be as hype as it is right now.
No,
Nope.
it
That's how they
was.
get all the kids.
Remember, we paid money for Fortnite when it first came out,
Kids don't understand the concept of
It's a
money.
different game.
but
It
like,
is.
it was like,
Like honestly, if I had to pay for Warzone, I probably wouldn't pay for Warzone. If I had to pay for Apex, I probably wouldn't pay for Apex.
yeah.
That is facts.
But the thing is that Fortnite has the kids. Like things like
Stop.
Diablo, that's for the adults. Things like Hearthstone, like I'm sure there's a kid
Stop.
out there that plays Hearthstone, but I tell my son to download Hearthstone. I bought him a bunch of decks only for him just to play with me one time, and he never fucking played again. Like so it's about broadening the horizon of your audience if you're gonna live off of loot boxes, but of course
There better be some good loot boxes if you're gonna live off
yeah,
the loot
but of
boxes.
course their pay to play thing that's been working, that they're able to go 5 years without having to drop anything else for us to keep
They
giving
got
them money.
comfy. That's what I
Yeah,
feel like. They got
you know.
comfy.
And eventually Epic is gonna get there too. There's gonna come a day where the kids are gonna
A
find
reckoning
something else, and our kids are gonna have to grow up one day, and they're
about the
gonna not
legends,
have time to play Fortnite anymore. You
high school
know,
exams and shit.
Yeah, so like there's gonna come days where my son is gonna grow up and he's like, Dad, I don't play this anymore. I'm out getting ass. Like so, it's the world's gonna change. I don't hear you, Freddie.
I forgot to say that like
I can't believe you said
Blizzard
that.
had a lot of bad PR press. Remember with banning the players
Yeah, yeah, there's that.
from. So I think it's that too. I think it's just like
They did ban a lot
Blizzard.
of players, didn't they?
Yeah, they banned players for when they kept mentioning China and like what's going on over there and the Hong Kong protests, and they didn't want any of that. They didn't want to be involved in that, even though like it's real
That's
life
true.
shit, and you should let your people
Free
who are
freedom of
promoting a game
speech.
speak their truth. Yeah, so I think that too is like Blizzard just it's been fucking up a lot in PR stuff, just like
Are
not
they the
really
same
showing
people
them.
that deleted all the Nazis? Kimtastic, thank you.
Good luck for subscribing, Kim. And Crazy Ace,
About
before we
time,
move
Kim.
on,
What
that
took you so
Gauntlet
long?
Legend. I know Kim been in this damn
Come on,
chat like for the last 3 weeks, and she now subscribing. Shit.
like what did it take, Kim? Come on. But yeah, thanks, Kim. Kim Tastic. I don't know. You waiting for payday? Like, go ahead. I just totally forgot
No,
what I was
I'll
gonna
say
say.
that
I didn't
Craig
know what the
needs
fuck
to
I was
talk
saying
about he
either.
need that new Gauntlet Legends, which I agree. Me and Mo will be right there with you playing some Gauntlet Legends, yo. Like we'll go hardcore. At least we get in that Dungeons and Dragons game. I believe that's gonna be like 4 players, and it looks like it could take over that Gauntlet Legends slash
I
Diablo
love Dungeons
fix
and
for a
Dragons,
little bit,
man.
you
That's
know.
my shit.
So we'll see when that shit comes out. You had anything else to add, Felice, before we move on? Oh yeah, give
It's
us your damn Overwatch news
okay,
since we're
okay,
talking
okay,
about
okay,
Blizzard.
okay. Wait. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be brief, but I wrote stuff down. Okay, so
Be right
Overwatch.
back.
What?
He's like, I don't want to know about
No,
this
I
fucking
swear he's
Overwatch.
trolling me every time. He's
Yeah.
like, be right back. Um, all right, so Overwatch. Sorry. Well, Blizzard had was it BlizzCon, but I called it
No,
BlizzCon
Blizzard is
Online.
BlizzCon. They hosting it.
I know
Yeah.
I know. But I was just talking about the words. But anyway, so they were showing like Overwatch 2 and talking about the new. Oh shit! Hold on. It's doing that weird feedback thing. Oh, there we go. Yes. Oh, that's okay. Good. So they were doing their whole speech spiel on like Overwatch 2, the new stuff that's going to be happening. And I'm going to try to be brief because I wrote a lot down because I like Overwatch. I was playing Overwatch streaming it earlier. So they talk about how they added some new stuff. Like it's not going to be like just another game, like an expansion pack. Because I know that a lot of people were afraid that when Overwatch 2 comes out, you're going to be playing the same fucking game. So they added a lot of shit to it. Honestly, it's gonna feel like a new game, even though it's got a lot of the same characters. My first thing I wanted to mention that is this new black chick in it. She's pretty. She's dope as fuck. She's got a real gun. It's all about like being able to aim. I can't aim for shit, so I'm gonna suck at her. But her name is Sojourn. I thought she said Soldier for a second because I thought they got rid of Soldier for some reason. But anyway, so that's dope. They changed the PvP. It used to be like 6 players. You had 2 support, 2 tanks, and 2 DPS. But now it's only 1 tank, 2 support, and two.
I'm happy to hear it's only one tank.
That was loud. That was really loud out of nowhere. But yeah, so they doing that, which is pretty dope. There's a new push mode, which is this big robot that pushes the point, which I thought was pretty dope. They're changing the like they're adding more story to it to let you know where the people are at each character in reference to where they are at now since the that first Omni War, because obviously there's a second wave of the Omni War and obviously in Overwatch 2, and you get to learn at some point like who's behind it, you know, which I thought was pretty cool. Like the characters interact with each other, they have like unique conversations, like depending on which character is playing in the same match, depending on which level you're at, it changes how they interact with each other. They obviously gave all the heroes a new look. Like, I mean, obviously it's like a million fucking skins for the other characters already for Overwatch 1. But Overwatch 2, they went even further with it, which I thought was pretty dope. They now have a leveling system which attracts RPG players like me, which I fucking am excited for, progression talents. They mentioned it first in 2019 BlizzCon, which I thought was pretty interesting because now 2021 is finally going to take off. Well, the game's not coming out yet, but So each hero has different trees, and it changes how the character's original ability would work. Like they even floated like, for instance, May. Oh, her name is May, not May, but May, the girl with the snow thing. Like if they floated her like being in like a snowball and attacking her characters. They soldier they showed his healing thing, possibly it moving with him or him when he moves with it pushing people back, which I thought was pretty interesting because right now in Overwatch 1, if you put it down, it stays in one space. So if you're running away from it, you don't get healed, you know? So I thought that was pretty cool. Uh, Depending on like which character, like which thing you do in a character tree, it could give your character like freezing ability or electrical damage ability. So it's more intense. It's like I said, it's a grab for RPG lovers like myself. Um, there's something with they have hero missions now, and they're instead of doing like before with like challenge missions where it's seasonal. Every time there's a new season, there's like a certain amount of missions, like 4 missions or something like that, where you could just play it. Now there's hero missions where it's like the goal is like co-op PVE, so it's like, say if you don't want to be that person that plays PvP, you don't want to just be shooting online, at each other. You could do this mode with your people who want to play just with you and not with like competitively. And so like there's gonna be like hundreds of these things they're saying, and it could change, like how the point literally in the game, like it usually moves one way, but maybe there's a new part of the map that never been explored, that it goes in a different direction now. So I thought that was pretty. I thought that's pretty dope. Also, they have weather changes and night and daytime changes, which changes the way it looks. Like they mentioned something about a sandstorm or heavy weather, like snowstorms, like that. I thought that was pretty dope because when you get to see them playing in that mode, when they're shooting whatever, certain characters become more idealistic to be used. Like for instance, Hanzo, he's got that little bow where he can show you where the people are at, or Black Widow when she does the thing, her special, and she can see the people in red because you can't see, like the visibility is low. So I thought that was pretty dope. Literally, it feels like they're just throwing a wide net. Honestly, I'm okay with it though. Like do something different. Like I'm excited for that. There's combat upgrades. Obviously, they actually did a lot of extensive testing, like to see how guns sound in different environments, like the acoustics of it. So they did like, okay, if we go to this area and it's open and we shoot this, how's it gonna sound here? Versus if it's a closed environment, if we shoot this way, how's it gonna sound there? So they did that to record the sounds differently. So literally that and how the gun feels when you're shooting it, which I thought was like, it felt like they were doing a lot. I mean, I still agree that Blizzard still need to make more shit, but it feels like they're putting a lot of money and effort into Overwatch too, because obviously Overwatch is something that would help them get users back. Because it's not just trying to get the same people; it's trying to cast a wider net for other people who might not even would have played Overwatch previously. You know. Um, but yeah, the last thing I was going to mention, in reference to the scene that they added New York City as a map. There's other maps too, but they only told us a few of them. So they literally went into if anyone cares about style and stuff like that, to previous things. Oh, and they added stuff to Rome and stuff like that, or they added Rome. Things that have been destroyed in history, they recreated it. They made it to make it look more lively, which I thought was beautiful. Uh, and literally they have passive roles now for characters. So like for instance, if you are the damage role, whatever, the DPS, you have increased movement, which I thought was pretty interesting. So it's like for flanking, if you're a healer, there is now healing that happens to your person, like so that if you're not getting shot at, for instance, like Mercy, but like on a lower scale, if you were a tank, they're like fucking beast mode now, tanks, which is why there's only one in a match versus two, like usual. So they're fucking beast mode. Instead of them being like protective in the background, they're like more aggressive. They kept throwing a word around visceral, which I thought was pretty fucking dope. Like Reinhardt, he's got this fire ability, which he always had, but now you could do like two of them. Also, you could stop his charge when he does the charge. Usually, I fall for that and die. Now you don't have to die. I will probably still die though because I forget to press the buttons. But yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Even the tanks have a knockback reduction, and they also generate less ultimate charge for peeps shooting at them. Because like when you people like for instance Junkrat, he be shooting at you, he be just getting junk damage, and then it gets him his ultimate mad fast that's get tired. Gets me so fucking pissed off because I was playing earlier. But like now, tanks specifically get less. Like when you shooting them, you get less. Like why are you laughing? I'm excited. I'm sorry.
This is me talking about Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I was like, why are you laughing at me? But nah, I just thought it was interesting. They're making them more brawlers than protectives. So now they can actually go toe to toe with you versus just being in the background, just getting fucked up. Like I play aggressive. I'd be dying though. But those are the main things. I didn't go into everything, but those are the main things I thought was pretty interesting. Like they're doing a lot, like the missions, like Wall of Death, Scavenger Hunt, just random shit. So I feel like they're trying harder, in my opinion. And I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna buy it twice probably. I'm gonna need it on both
Did
systems.
they
Uh,
mention anything about like next gen? About like is it 4K 60
You know I ain't gonna
frames?
say. You know I ain't gonna talk about that.
I'm just
That's
curious.
that's Blizzard.
as
Did they
long as
mention how
I
much
wish
it's
it's
they
gonna
would
playable,
have.
that's all
cost?
I care about. As long as
They
it
didn't talk
plays
about
good.
that either. They did the most thing they did because the pre-show itself, which was like almost a fucking hour. And I was watching that one thing where they're just talking about all these things, and then they did a whole. I don't remember how long the actual thing was. It's in the background still. It, two the rest of the 2 hours was literally them playing the game and talking about the game. They didn't talk about the frames per second. They didn't talk about the cost. They didn't talk about the consoles because I don't think they even know what consoles are going to be on yet. Obviously, it's going to be next gen also, but I feel like it's going to be like the same thing we already have, depending on when it comes out actually, which is why there's no date from what I saw. So it's probably gonna be on P. If it comes out soon, it's probably gonna be on PS4 and the Xbox One, and then with the thing, excuse me, the thing that's happening now, where we get to play it also on PS5 and the Xbox Series X. That's my presumption.
Yeah, it's coming out on next gen and stuff, but like they said, they're gonna make all the levels available on Overwatch One. Also, you're just not gonna get all the other content, but all the multiplayer levels are gonna be available on Overwatch One. For so those people don't feel left out. But if they want extra stuff, they gotta upgrade to part two. You
It's
know,
so beautiful though. It's so
yeah,
beautiful.
I'm not knocking that, but
That's all I got on Overwatch. I got other stuff. Well,
right.
another thing too, but not on this.
All right. So the other thing we're going to talk about, so we've been hearing about Amazon's MMORPG covered out. I've been telling
Mo,
Mo to play
I will shoot
Overwatch
you.
for mad years
Come
now,
find me.
but
That's
yeah,
crazy. You never played Overwatch at this
I
point.
know, I know, but no comment yet. But yeah, there's new MMORPG called the New World that Amazon is creating, which is probably never going to see the light of day if we continue with the way Amazon conducted movies, shows, and games seem to all end up in this blaze of hell. They never see the light of day, and when they do see the light of day, they're just pure garbage. Don't fuck up my Lord of the Rings show, Amazon. Please don't fuck up my Lord of the Rings show. But yeah, so the thing that people are getting at right now is that they announced that they'll actually like have little microtransactions and but in the game, but they said that a lot of it's gonna be cosmetic, but they do have um transactions for fast traveling, in-store items, and you could even possibly level up your characters with this, with in-game currency, and a lot of people are going at them about it. But I actually pulled up the statement that they made about this, so I could get it from the horse's mouth. I was like, they had to be something on this, so I
From the
went on
pony's mouth.
Twitter, and so this could be like, hello, Lord. So this is basically what they came with. This comes from Rich Lawrence, the studio director, and this is what he says. He says, some questions have come up recently of our alpha patch notes discussing an in-game storefront. Our plan is having a store to create the outlet for players who find enough value in store items that they are happy to purchase them. Our plan is not and never will be to create a feeling that the store items are necessary to enjoy the game. All players will be able to play the full game experience we ship out without having to make store purchases. Well, duh, because of course it's pay to win in some ways to people. All-star items at launch will be exclusively cosmetic in nature. We are introducing the storefront in alpha in order to test these items and their value. No selections in the store or their indicated cost during testing as will be subject to the real case, a real cost, and none of it will be final. Our purpose is quality assurance and gathering player feedback, so all this can change. So please share your thoughts once the system is introduced. The testing audience will see each type of item we are considering and have an opportunity to provide feedback before they are introduced to it to the live game. Looking towards the future, we will also test ideas on how to offer players quality of life items for mechanics like rested XP and fast travel, both obtainable in game and purchasable in the store. The timing of release for these types of items will depend on how players progress in the months after launch. The more players who are able to experience all of our exciting end game content and game modes, the healthier the overall game experience will be for all players, which means they don't mind us rushing to the end game. Our goal with all items of any type is that they not offer an advantage that imbalances the game. We understand that this line based on player interpretation, so we ask for your patience while we test in alpha and listen to your feedback. For transparency on future plans, we are also contemplating, but have not finalized, a battle pass style program that would combine store items on a periodic basis. This will also be tested ahead of time to ensure it provides strong value with disrupting gameplay for those not participating. Much further along, there is also a possibility of optional expansions, which would have a separate cost. So that's what they laid out to everyone there. So on top of that, Felice, you got us playing in the background. I hear myself, but you know, yeah, so like this is one of the interesting comments that I heard on Twitter. So somebody wrote, so the more players who are able to experience all of our excited end game like he quoted what they said. And then the person said, that sounds to me that you want to rush people to end game with boost and other stuff. Sounds really bad to me. Just let people enjoy the journey. So they actually responded to this guy.
Did you
And
write that?
huh?
Did you write that? That sounds like
No, that
you.
wasn't me. I was just reading through the comments to look at somebody, see, like, try to gauge what people were saying about this. And so they wrote back to this guy because he's like the only person they seem to have responded to. And they said it isn't about rushing people to the end game, it's about supporting people who don't have as much time to play and helping them reach the end game with the time available to them, which I could not argue it
I
because
respect that.
I if I don't have enough time, like God knows how many
You stopped playing the
hours
game.
me and Mo have put into Elder Scrolls Online, and I have
I
yet
stopped
to
playing that
finish
game.
not one of my expansions, but yet I pay $15 a month for this game to get all this
I
currency
thought that game
and
was
to buy
free.
out. It is free, but you could pay for to get a currency and extra content every month,
I
and
give
I
me your
buy
money
every
away.
expansion.
Just send it to
And
my bank account.
like it's crazy. So when they said that it's up to like when they put it out there that it's for the people who don't have time to really grind, like some of you who just sit all day and just grind in games. I That's where my mind started changing on all this.
First of all, you make it sound like grinding is a chore. If somebody's playing a game, any
They're
game
enjoying
of
themselves.
Hold
they're
on, wait,
enjoying
wait. You
themselves,
can't
it's
say
not
that
a
because on this
grind.
podcast, there's been about 10 times you talked about feeling like a game is a chore, especially Destiny.
I'm talking, no,
Well, that
yeah,
game is
and I
actually
choose not to
chore.
That's a
play it.
that's
I'm
a
not
That
gonna
game
grind.
pay
is
more
actually
money
chore.
to it. If I'm level 50 in Destiny, it still feels like a fucking chore because I don't enjoy that game. Now, let's say if I'm
So
playing
now
an MMO, no, I think in certain games I would love a cheat code of like let me get to level 25. Not even, no, that's a lie. I wouldn't because that defeats the whole purpose of the game.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
never
bye
I
pay
bye.
for
do
leveling
I
up.
do understand what you're saying about
On it. Ignore.
about being able to pay for to skip ahead early on, like for people who don't have it. But I feel like that defeats the purpose. Then why play an MMO if you don't want that journey?
Stop.
Yeah, I don't mind the journey. Like I always play my MMOs for journey, but if I could get me some, well,
It's like a
it
level
depends. Like
30
if I'm gonna
character in this
pay,
big chair.
if I'm gonna pay for fast traveling, I only gonna have to pay for that item once and be able to fast travel. But if you tell me that I only can use this traveling stone 3 times, before I have to buy another one, then I have a problem. Like, and it comes to experience stuff. Hey, the scrolls, you could
Stop.
buy scrolls to boost your
Stop.
experience by
Yeah.
like 2 times faster, and stuff like that, and no one really complains about that. But
I
they
guess
also
my
talk about
concern is like if they're putting fast travel in the game for people who can't get to that point, how much of that game do I have to play without fast travel? That like you're like willing to make me pay for it because I don't want to put the time in to
that world
unlock
has
that.
to be huge.
Yeah, as I'm
Like,
saying, like it has to be ridiculous, and it has to be a really long time for me to get that. That you're willing to tell me, oh, it's for the people who don't have the time. Here's fast travel. Like, how big is this place, and how like is it unnecessarily big? Is it just like big for no reason? So I'm just a little curious, but it kind of something we already mentioned about them doing something, waiting for the heat to see what happens. If there's too
mhm.
much heat, then they'll change it. So I think they're gonna wait because they did state a couple of times this isn't an alpha. We just want to see how people think about this because I bet you have a lot of people like give them too much shit. They're gonna change it and take it out. So they're trying to see what they could get away with,
Yep.
like usual.
I agree. I definitely agree. I agree with that.
I
That
wish I
sounds
was
like a lot
part of this
though.
damn alpha. I want to see like what these things are, like so I can fucking talk about it and like make my damn decision now. Because I like playing as many MMOs as I can, so it's not a healthy habit though.
No,
All
So,
right.
Felice, what was you have anything to add to that, or
Not to that. I honestly think you guys explained it pretty thoroughly. Sorry, dog. I think you explained it pretty thoroughly, actually. It does sound like a lot. I do believe that like if it's really to help people, I get that would be a thing, but at the same time, I just remember playing games where there's no like horsey or fast travel, and that shit's annoying. So, like, I get it. How big is that place? Like, I had that same question. Why? I don't
man,
know.
I'll
yeah,
pay for some fast traveling in Red Dead
Yeah,
without having to
I
go
get
to a
pissed the
damn
fuck
train
off when there's
station.
no. Yeah, I get pissed the fuck off when there's no fast travel. Like, I think that's why I stopped playing Red Dead, and I didn't remember that until I played the new Red Dead, and I was like, this shit again.
Mhm.
I stay getting shot by the sheriff because I done murdered people in different towns, and I'm on the train, and it took me somewhere else. I'm like, fuck, I'm still wanted. It's too much.
What's the other story you wanted to bring up, though?
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's about Ubisoft, however you say that.
Oh, we were
Um,
just about to talk Ubisoft, so how coincidental.
sorry. Yes. So, um, you know how we spoke a few podcasts ago? I don't remember which one. We were talking about the harassment thing that was happening within the companies, and we said that how this is not news. I mean, it's news technically because it's in the news, but like realistically, like the people who work at these places, they don't get treated right. They get treated like literally mice in cubicles. They're people who create our games and whatever. So it's been reported that even though these allegations were like about a year ago, nothing really has changed. And then the person who initially reported the person, the higher up that was harassing people, um he got to stay in his position for 3 more months after the article broke, even though they said they were going to replace him. And then they finally replaced him, but they just moved him to Paris, the Paris office. So
Mhm.
he's now somewhere else, still doing the same shit. And then the new people that moved to the next role, like there's still no oversight. And from what they're saying in the article that I read, literally the stuff is still problematic because the HR people who covered it up all those times are still in position. They got rid of one person, but not fired. They just moved that one person, and then the people who should be helping employees, which as I learned at my previous job, HR is only there to represent the company, not the employees. So, yeah, they're still there. The people who allow this behavior to happen. So it's like, yeah, the people are still saying like, yeah, nothing has changed. Yeah, you move these people around, but we don't think anything's gonna really happen from this. So, I mean, I don't know why you guys are asking us. I mean, this was reported to Kotaku, and it's still there's still shit happening. So I mean that's the overall summary of what they're saying. Even though they said that there's efforts to address it in the work culture by having the sorry, hold on, it's echoing. There's efforts to change the work culture by having the 20,000 employees that they have do this training that they have, but it's like half a day training. It says more advanced for the management, and it's not. It's being ignored by various employees. Led initiatives to improve. It's just being ignored, and they're trying to hire more women to make it more like okay, but realistically, they still have the people who are in charge still there. They're still there. They're still part of the problem. They're saying this major challenge changes happening after these scandals, but nothing's really changing from what I'm seeing. Why are you crying? Oh, my dog is in this dog's bed. She's crying. She's straight up G. But yeah, so that's what was my story. I was trying to summarize because I know that my Overwatch one kind of went on for a minute, fangirling. But yeah, what do you guys think about that though? Seriously, like, is this like okay? Well, we know nothing was going to change, or is it like oh well that's fucked up and yeah things should probably have changed already? Like, what do you think?
I think you're on mute, Dre.
Oh,
My
he's still
bad.
talking.
My
I was
bad.
like, how
Yeah,
does that sound?
I
How?
think it's a mixture of both. Like, we know this shit's happening everywhere and shit. And the guy came out. I believe I read that he came out and he claimed he was going to counseling or something like that to try and change his ways and all the shit. But you're
Bullshit.
still hired by the damn company. It's no different than cops saying that they're getting retrained. Like it's you are who you are. Yes, some people can change, but most people don't, or many people just adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
That's just what they're trying to do right now. They just adapted to the situation. They
And they
move the
supposed
guy
to.
around. They just don't want the social media heat. That's all people really don't want nowadays is not to be called out on social media. That's if social media didn't exist, this guy would still be in his position as long as he's been making money off of whatever it is he's doing.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for the social media age, none of this would even be brought to the forefront to us. Nowadays we hear so much of it. It's just like ain't every game company like this? Like
Yes.
unless it's a damn indie company where it's just like a small group of people
They
trying to
got no
make the
choice.
dream happen. But other than that, yeah, man, it's like nowadays I'm just like, man, this is probably happening everywhere. It's just that you guys spoke up on it and the media caught wind of it. But if we don't, then it's just something that just gets swept under the rug. So it sucks for them, but I'm pretty sure it's going on in about 10 other studios right now, and until like people, unless there's some type of mandate that comes out or some new law comes out, it's just stuff that's going to be happening in the
The
workplace.
problem is that like it's not a mandate. It's like stop being an asshole. Stop being a
Yeah, they're
sexist
being
pig. It's
bullied.
not a mandate. It's not like a business martyr. It's the people that
No.
are in charge. So there's no like laws gonna change. There's already laws to say that to do these things. The
Mhm.
problem is that the people hiring these people, it's old money. It's just people who's been in the business for far too long, who needs to
Yes.
retire, needs to
Facts.
go all that money they have, go somewhere else, retire, live
Go
your
to
life.
Florida. Go to
Yeah,
Florida.
I think that's the problem. So as soon as those old heads stop becoming in charge and not the CEOs or the owners of these companies, that's when we start seeing different. That's when we start seeing changes. But right now, just it's not just in gaming. It's in everything. It's
Everywhere.
in the food industry. It's in restaurants. It's in every aspect of our life. It's because we have these people who once upon a time the shit was okay, and it's not like that anymore. So as soon as those motherfuckers retire, that's when we're gonna start seeing different shit. So it sucks. This is a problem just in society, and like just because it's every day doesn't mean it's not significant, and that it should be ignored.
Facts.
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
to be ignored, but I'm just saying it's just something we've become numb to.
yeah, but like it's our place. and our little podcast to keep talking about it. You
Go to
know?
Hawaii? What? No, don't go there. I want to go to
No, go
Hawaii.
to fucking Florida. Hawaii is too
Go to
good for that.
Florida. There's a
Mo
place. There's a
lives in
place.
Florida, so
Go
he
to
don't have to
Texas.
be.
Go to Florida. Oh, I want to go to Texas one day though. No, I did go to Texas. Never mind. Continue.
The last story I had was about was still on Ubisoft while we on there, and they talked about how they were going to start focusing more on free to play games, and I think we already touched on this in a way because like I was going to say like what are the thoughts on that Ubisoft trying to go in the free to play route, trying to be the next Epic, because
I think it's 2 years too late. I
Did
think
they
we're
yeah.
try
past
that
that
recently
wave.
though with the UB play, the rollout of the
Division, the next
Uplay?
division,
Uplay?
I think they're having. No, no, they're talking about like free to play, like the division. They have a
Yeah,
new
the
division coming out
phone
that's a free to
game.
play game. So I think they're
Oh,
talking about
what?
like
Why?
their own IPs being free to play. I
Yeah.
think
But
that
why? Weird.
they missed the rave. It's over.
They need a multiplayer game. That's the only way you're gonna make any money
I need an
off of it.
RPG.
Like,
That's not Far Cry because that's not an RPG.
no, I'm about to say, well, yeah, it's an action RPG.
I don't care. I don't need another Just Cause. I'm not,
Mm,
that's not them. FYI.
Oh, Just Cause is nice
yeah.
though.
Nah, that shit's
Sometimes, man.
trash.
There's a
It
time. There's
gets
a time and place for it.
after
I
your
saw.
100th explosion, it gets old. Like it's
Yeah,
just like, man, I feel like I just
but there's
did
a
this.
time and place for like Saint Rose. Like I
I
can't play
feel
Saint
you.
Rose every day,
Yes,
but is it
yes,
like I want to just
yes,
like turn on
yes.
Saint Rose and just
But
fuck
sometimes
around
I
once
just
in a
want to
while?
be a gangster and go out there and shoot people. That sounds so bad. In the game, clearly. Oh, never mind what I said.
And Grand Theft Auto is too realistic. I'll be feeling bad with shooting like
Nah,
pedestrians and shit
I
in that
can't do
game.
that in Grand Theft Auto. I
Yeah, I feel
can't.
bad just like
Because it
being an
doesn't
asshole in that
realistic.
game.
But in Saints Row, it's so
Cartoony
comical.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yes, cartoony. That's the right word. Not comical.
I hate that because that's
I'd be
not the
like,
case, bro. I
what
grew
sets
up
you
on.
rep?
Yeah,
That's
it's
me.
fun because they're making fun of it.
And then there's aliens that pop out of nowhere. You're like, what the fuck?
And Saints Row ain't the Saints Row I grew up on, man.
It's
Saints Row
not
1 and
like
2.
it could be with. We had this conversation. It could compete with Grand
Yes.
Theft Auto because when
So
they
it
first
went a
came out, we were
different
like,
way. Yeah.
yeah, like Johnny Went to Hell. Like I didn't even play that one, but I was like, why is Johnny in hell? Where did he get his wings from?
I don't want to relive my stress from Saints Row. But it's too much. And other than that, like since we already like touched in that topic and all that stuff, one I saw a thing today about the Pinocchio-inspired Souls-like game Lies of P was announced for PS5 and Series X. So like they didn't give many details about it, but it's Round Eight Studios. They announced it today or yesterday actually. Yes, actually,
Yeah,
action RPG based on the story of Pinocchio. You
looks like
know,
Bloodborne inspired.
yeah. So they're from the studio that made Blessed Unleashed, which is an MMO that I actually still play. You know, but yeah, we'll see, man. They say they've only worked on Blessed Unleashed, so hopefully they could learn some stuff and take some stuff. I don't know how you make a Pinocchio Souls game, but we'll
Souls like
see.
game. Well, I mean, maybe it's just dark because the story of Pinocchio is kind of dark. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
the story of
Sleeping Dogs, man.
yeah,
Pinocchio
Sleeping
venture
Dogs.
into? No, we don't need that. I actually think it was that
Yeah,
bad. I was learning bad
that
words in
no,
Cantonese.
my
No,
son
Mandarin.
beat
Mandarin.
Sleeping Dogs at the age of 7. Like he
I
played
was
through that
learning bad
game like
words.
3 times. My son beat Sleeping Dogs before I did. And for those listening and not watching, we got a comment from Crazy Ace. He says he's still waiting for Sleeping Dogs sequel, which is a sequel that definitely
Was
needs to.
that the? Did it have Snoop Dogg in it, or was that something
That
No,
else?
was a
Sleeping Dog
it
was
was
it was
True
the
Crime Streets of New York.
Okay.
oh
Yeah,
that game
That
was
True
the
Crime.
shit.
She's in New
yo,
York.
That was the
Oh
True
my
shit.
God,
Crime
that's
Streets of
the
New York.
game. Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, that
God, I
Mass
gotta
Effect. Oh,
look at that.
yeah, yeah. That was good. That was good. What was fuck? What was I saying to you? Oh, yeah, Liza P. I think that like doesn't Pinocchio venture off into that other story because the whale
Yeah, I got that,
it
but
kind of blends in with that. I mean, it's pretty dark.
I'm sure
Pinocchio's
the final
story.
boss is gonna be a whale. You know?
Nah, nah. They got out of that though. This can't be a whale. Didn't they get out of that? The
I
story
want
was
to
they got
know,
out.
like,
Became
Pinocchio
a real boy.
low key is a fucked up movie.
It is a fucked up movie or concept.
Like the
All
old
those,
cartoons and shit like that, it's kind of like scary. Honestly, like the way they used to
yeah,
draw back then is very like it's
it's
just like it's
dark.
off putting now.
It
You
I
feels like
know.
the
hope they can't
depression.
use Pinocchio's name in this because Disney will just take their assholes
Of
from
course,
them.
Well, they didn't make
American
Pinocchio.
McGee needs to make it. Wait, why does it sound familiar? What's American McGee? Why does that sound familiar?
I know that name, but I can't really recall
I'm gonna Google it.
anything
But
revolving
nah,
American
it's supposed
McGee.
to be dark. I'm assuming McGee. Who's McGee? Oh, yes, yes, yes,
Oh, Alice,
yes,
yes, man. Okay. I never played those
yes.
Alice games. Never
Those
played
house
them.
games are crazy. They're highly sought and they still cost a lot of money even today.
Mhm. So, but yeah, unless you guys had anything else, if you guys have any topic you want us to go over real quick, want us to just throw our opinion out there on something, you could drop it in the chat before we dip out. But if you guys have nothing, I'm stretching right now to give you guys like 10 seconds to
In the
drop
chat.
something in the damn comments. The chat wants us to talk about something.
They
You
added the
know,
vampire lady. As they modded put the vampire lady from Resident Evil in
Lady
Bloodborne.
D.
Yeah, Lady D.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved murdering her. But anyway, they put her in as a best out of three fight in Bloodborne.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Talk about E3.
E3. Honestly, E3 is still on the fence. I think they're gonna do what we discussed previously, which everyone else is doing is the
Yeah,
video
E3's still
conferences.
on. I already got some dates down in my phone that we got to
What game do you
focus
want to see
on.
on PS5? What game do you want to see on PS5, Freddy? I'm
I
asking
would love
you.
to see. It's already a PS5 game. Gran Turismo. I
Yeah,
know
give
it's
it
already
10
It's
more
out,
been a
years.
minute.
Give it 10
but
more
no,
years.
but like I still have like very far memories of like trying to get my license. Remember the old
I
school
never got
Gran
my
Turismo,
license.
and
Oh my
like trying to like do these little
That shit was
challenges,
pissed
I
me
was
the
like, I'm a
and
fuck off.
like
rebel.
because I thought like I like me some what is it, Forza, but sometimes
Yeah,
Forza
Yeah.
could be a little too arcadey,
it
and
is
I would
very arcadey.
love to like get
And I
more
hate
into like the sim
NASCAR.
aspect of it.
Then get Dirt. Download Dirt on Game Pass. Dirt 5.
No, but you know what Gran
No,
Turismo
it's not the
has is a
same though.
dope ass graphics, and there's something
That
about like
ain't gameplay.
no, it's just something
But you
about the
do realize,
style I
what's
enjoy.
it?
It's just like
Number
something
six.
like the Japanese style, like the very thoughtful how they do things, and it's so different than Forza. Forza's like fireworks, fucking sunset. It's like a fucking movie constantly, and
Depending on
sometimes
which
you just
Forza you
want.
get, it's the
I'm talking about the last couple.
yeah.
They look
That's
beautiful. They're
just Forza
amazing.
The
Horizon. That's
Horizons
why
are the
they made
beautiful
Yeah,
the
Forza
game.
ones.
Horizon. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Forza Horizon.
yeah. Those are
But like
beautiful.
Gran Turismo is always like I don't know. It's one something that's like just give me a
It's more
fucking racing
realistic.
game.
It's like a
You
sim.
know?
It's like the flight simulator. It feels more
Yeah,
realistic.
like I want something like that. I don't want
I thought
and
you
like
didn't like realistic games, Freddy.
I
Yeah.
don't. But like I've been itching. I need something different. That's what I'm saying
Jay's
now. I'm
like,
like I
no,
wrapped
stop.
around the circle now.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
You know how many
A new
people
Gran
on
Turismo.
PlayStation wish they had Forza right now? A
Huh?
Nobody.
How about
bunch
Ridge
of people
Racer?
wish they got Forza
Ridge
right
Racer's
Buy
now.
the
get a
quads,
PC and get
right?
an Xbox. There's multiple
Quads.
options to get it.
That's
Ridge
Ridge Racer,
Racer.
right? The quads.
Uh, Ridge
Ridge
Racer
Racer is the
never
one.
captivated me.
Yeah, Ridge Racer is too arcadey, right? Is it the one with like like
I don't remember. I'm trying
It,
to look it
it,
up right now. I
it,
I feel like it was overshadowed by those two because those two was the giants. The Forza was a giant, and so was the
yeah.
Gran
I
Turismo.
think Ridge Racer was one. It was like
okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about.
kind of arcadey, not fully. But I know
Yeah,
Dirt is big overseas.
the
You know,
last one
I
was
would love to see a
PS5.
another Burnout
Oh my
game.
gosh, Burnout is they did a remake, which makes me think there's a
I
new one
played
coming.
it, but it wasn't
The
nothing
Paradise,
special. Yeah, nothing
it was bad.
special. Yeah, they didn't live up to
Oh,
the hype.
that's
You
Wait,
know,
wait,
sad.
wait, wait,
Oh,
wait. You said
I'm so
Burnout
sad about
Paradise
that.
didn't live up to the hype?
I'm
I
talking
don't know,
about for the
man.
remake that they
That made
made
me
for
sad.
Burnout. Like, it's like I felt like been here, done
I
this.
had
Of
an
course I
attachment to that.
did.
That was my Xbox 360. I used to have a camera when okay, I had a camera and I had a Yoshi because I used to work at GameStop. I had a Yoshi plushie and I put him in front of the camera and every time I would take someone down, I would go Yoshi. It was really annoying to people. I
A
got
Burnout is
I
the
got
shit. If they
blocks.
make a Burnout 4 and stop making new Need for Speeds every damn year for
They stopped making
EA,
Need for Speed though.
then
They
no, we
made
just
Need for
got one
Speed again.
last year.
Did we?
Yes,
What was
the
it called?
Need for Speed. That wasn't Hot
The last one
Pursuit.
was Payback. I thought.
No, Payback, girl. That shit is old now. Like, not
What
Payback.
was what was that game that just came out? That racing game, All Star or something?
No, All Star
Um,
is the PlayStation game.
Battle Royale game, the racing one, right? Where you crash into cars and stuff like. No,
It was
Yeah,
Need
yeah,
for
the
Speed
PlayStation All
Heat.
Star. No,
Need
not
for
PlayStation.
Speed Heat.
No, that game that this one made us all download, and we played one
yeah,
day, and we were like, "This is
they
trash," and we
need
left.
if the game like that, it's same kind of concept, but obviously better. But Metal, Twisted
That's
Metal, something like
Destruction
that.
All Stars you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so
Yes,
Destruction All
thank you.
Stars, something like that, but make it Twisted Metal. I think that'd be dope.
Well,
Honestly,
no
that
one's used
isn't
to
that what
seeing the
Twisted
Twisted
Metal
Metal
is?
characters come out the car.
No, but not come at the car, but like that kind of like arena type
Yeah.
of carnage.
Vigilante 8. If you ever
What?
played that back
Wait,
at
what's that?
N64, Vigilante 8,
Oh,
it
Vigilante.
was
Oh,
N64's version of Twisted Metal. As
Yeah, we're talking
for
about Twisted Metal though.
you was talking
yeah,
about
I
you
was
want
like
an
so
arena
confused.
type game with
No, Twisted
cars.
Metal.
That was
Nah,
This is what
my
Twisted
dude,
Vigilante
Metal
8.
type of game.
my dude.
I don't know what
Twisted
Yes, you
Metal
never
Black.
played Vigilante 8, so you don't know what I'm talking about.
Twisted Metal Black
Twisted
on the
Metal.
So
PlayStation. I don't remember
Vigilante
which one. I think it was
continues to come
one.
back. It needs to
Hard to
come back.
find game, expensive as hell. Black disc if you had the real copy, or it was a blue disc. One of those
I
two.
had that shit. I had that shit. It's probably still. Oh yeah, for those who I'm about to start selling classic games. All my old PS1, PS2,
You selling
PS3,
mixtapes out of your car?
N64 games online. I'm gonna start posting it on the Gamerish page first before I start putting it in the Facebook Marketplace or on eBay to see how much money I could make. But I'll let you guys bid on it first before. 'Cause I got
Do you
like,
have any old systems?
yeah, I got my Dreamcast, two
Yo,
Dreamcasts, I
let me
have
get that
two
GameCube.
N64s, I got my GameCube.
The only system I never
Oh,
had.
man.
I give you 200 for everything.
What?
Oh man, my Final
That was
Fantasy VII Unwrapped could make way more than
No, I
that.
don't want. I want the old systems. I don't want the games.
Like,
facts.
We'll talk business afterwards.
yeah.
Damn, a new
Oh yes,
Power
Power
Stone.
Stone.
No,
Oh
God.
I
man, the
still got my game.
Forgotten
Yeah, I get
franchise.
Dre on this shit. It's like
I
every
know.
other
Yeah, I
podcast
talk
we hear
about
about
this shit.
Power
Man,
Stone.
I talk about Power Stone
Power
like
Stone was the shit.
every few weeks. I have to
They
talk
sound like
about
a
Power
bootleg
Stone.
Power Ranger.
Oh man,
I
Power
can't with y'all.
Stone was Smash Brothers before Smash
Smash
Brothers.
Brother was Smash Brothers.
Well, like I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it because then this pod is gonna be 2 hours long if I start talking Power Stone. But I guess that's it, guys. We appreciate the questions and responses. Everybody that showed up tonight. Hope you guys continue to show up. You guys were here with the playoff basketball on and shit. Well, it's probably finished by now. But yeah, we appreciate it. Once again, follow us on Facebook, Gamerish Network page, Instagram, Gamerish_network. If you want to support us,
All
freaking
my socials, right there.
Patreon.com, man. Support us, man. We could do more. We could give you guys much more if you could support us on Patreon. And we could get exclusive content out there, and you'll get time to be on. Hey, we might even give you a chance to be on a podcast with us. You never know. You never know. And some of you have already been on pods with us, but now it's a guaranteed spot. But as usual, we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. My signature line is always enjoy your drinks, enjoy your games, but I'm all out of drink, guys. So enjoy your games tonight. I sure as hell will be after this is done. If you're on PlayStation, you can catch me, BK Brawler 537. And I don't know if these guys want to give out their gamer tags.
Please, cat.
You know,
My name is in there somewhere. Just click on the thing, you'll find me. You'll find
yeah,
all of them because they're all in my top 5.
yeah, there we
Top
go.
five, top five.
Also, stick
All right
around.
then.
We always rate
Always rate
someone.
someone.
Sorry. We always rate someone after the stream. We believe in paying it forward. This way you get to see new people, as well as they get to come back and love us up. That's it.
Yes.
That's all I got.
All right, guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, people actually got to listen this week. And so, peace out.
See you guys.